Hello Airsoft friends and welcome to this video today where I'm going to be taking a cheeky look at your bog standard P90. But before that I want to say a big thank you to all of my patrons for supporting the channel month after month. You guys are all amazing and I appreciate each and every one of you. Also a big thank you to you for watching this video, and if you haven't subscribed yet, hit that big old subscribe button so you don't miss future content to come. And now back to the P90s. Now taking a look at them, they do look quite similar, but they also do look a little bit different as well. Now I will caveat this by my SSR90 does look different because I have done some things to it in order to make it fill more the role that I enjoy using it, which is a very long way to say that I have taken off this top section that comes with the Novrich one and I've put the minimal conversion rail on there instead, and that essentially means that I'm removing all of the material that would usually be there and the kind of square that you put the magazine in, which is good but also kind of annoying as well. But remember, I'm the one that made that decision because this is how I want to run my P90. Also, you'll see on here that the charging handles are gone. There's charging handles on the JG, but there's not on the SSR, and again I removed those myself. And finally I've got this extra M-lock rail here on the SSR90 which I do not on the JG P90, and again that's a personal preference for me because I run cameras when I play. I need to mount them somewhere and this rail does a fantastic job of that. Now I think it's very important to say at the start of this how much each of these is worth. So you've got the Novrich SSR90 is this much money and the JG P90 is this much money. Now the Novrich one is a fair bit more than the JG P90, and I'd say that's for good reason as well. So you can go over there for now, my baby. We are going to be taking a look at this cheeky bad boy. So here we have the JG P90. Now it's not any like official licensing or anything like that. However, looks wise, it is pretty much exactly what you would expect a P90 to be. And also feel wise as well. It's nice and short. It comes right into your shoulder. You've got your foregrip there with your big old hole, or you can also put your hand up onto the charging handle if you wanted to. And yeah, like it's comfortable. As a P90 goes, it is comfortable. You've got your standard mag, like kind of retention system. So you've got your little like kind of blocky bit in here, put your mag in the hole, smack it down, and then you are all good to go. It's really hard just to get it to lock in. Maybe with a bit of practice on that, it would become easier. But yeah, certainly at the minute anyway, trying to get that mag to lock in is a little bit tricky. Now you have got the charging handles here, and I know on the Crytek P90, which sadly I do not have, when you pull the charging handles, it actually opens up the hop adjustment in here. Now on this one, and also the Novrich SSR90, the charging handles don't actually do anything, which is why I opted to remove them on the Novrich one, because they did make a little bit of a rattly noise. Now I have got a whole breakdown video of what I've done to my Novrich SSR90, which will be going live, but I figured in the meantime, it's nice to do a little bit of a comparison. So if you're thinking about getting a P90, this should hopefully help inform you of which one to get. On the top part here, this is all just like a stationary attached rail. You can't do any adjustments here. You have got a Picatinny on the top, and you've also got these two little side Picatinny bits. So I guess if you wanted to mount like a flashlight or something like that, then you would be able to. And for accessory mounting, that's pretty much it. You have got this hole here. So if you wanted to put a sling through there somehow, then that is your one and only sling attachment point. Aesthetically, I found on all the P90s, you have got this like kind of like bottom cutout-y bit here with some like molded plastic in there. And that's essentially there to replicate the shell ejection port on the real P90, because when you shoot, your shells all fly out the bottom of the riff. And I don't like this. Like, it seems like it's been molded to do something or have a purpose instead of just replicate the real one. But I feel like this would be better just to have that be, you know, completely flat, or try and have another purpose there. Then in terms of the buttstock where the batteries go, you press this button in and then you slide it the other way, and then that is where you can place in your batteries. Now the JG does actually come with a battery in the box, and it is this completely unbranded NIM battery. It's 1100 mAh and it's 8.4 volts. It's okay, you know, it's free, so you know you can't really complain about that. It's nice to have a battery, but ultimately when you're buying like high quality riffs, you don't get batteries in them because I guess the manufacturers assume that you've already got solid batteries to go with it. With this one though, it's pretty much ready to go out of the box. You just get it, charge your battery, and then boom, you can take it to an airsoft field. In terms of like length of battery, that is literally the longest that you can get in there, and it is this long. So if you are going to be getting this, make sure you get a battery which is within this depth, otherwise you're going to have issues with it fitting in stock. Now, taking this thing apart, if we want to take this thing apart, we just press those buttons, remove the magazine, and then we've got a little button here. We press that in, and then the whole upper receiver will just slide out of the rift like that. And then we can see we have got our hop unit there, we have got our inner barrel there, we've got our trigger bar here, which when we pull the trigger, that goes back and then does the switch so you can then fire the damn thing. And we have also got our safety switch here. The safety has 3 settings. You've got safe, single shot, and full auto. And on this one, on the JG, it literally is just you go to single shot, bang, 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 1 shot at a time. It stops the trigger from moving at that point, so it doesn't go all the way back. And on full auto, it allows the trigger to go all the way back, and that's when you get the full auto on there. Now, if you wanted to get the gearbox out, it is very easy to do. There's 2 screws here. You remove those, this back plate comes off, and then the gearbox literally just slides right out the back of the gun. So if you do want to do any maintenance on it, it is easy to get to the gearbox. Sadly, though, on the JGP90, the gearbox isn't a quick change spring. So if you did want to swap your spring around to tune it and get it to the perfect FPS, that's not something you're going to be able to do with this one. I think it's also important to say at this point in time that my JGP90 came with the barrel installed incorrectly in the hop unit. Now, the hop unit for this has a rotary hop wheel, which is lovely, and it is full plastic, which is okay. Tolerances wise, it's not as good as if it was like CNC aluminium or something. But the barrel was installed upside down, so the hop window was at the bottom. So when you tried to adjust the hop, nothing happened at all. And I was quite shocked and surprised where people had bought P90s from like 7 years ago from the same and different manufacturers, and their barrels had been installed upside down. Literally, loads of people have been getting P90s with barrels installed upside down for at least the last 7 years. So if you have a P90 and you're just watching this video out of curiosity, and you've had terrible performance from your P90, so you're wondering whether you should buy a new one or not, check to see if your barrel is the right way up, because there's a good chance it's not. I'm just going to say now as well, my Novrich SSR90, the barrel's installed perfectly, and I have a great performance with the hop unit. So that is not something to worry about if you go for the SSR. That important bit of information out of the way, let's rebuild this and chrono it. I'm going to chrono this on the NIM battery that it came with, so you know what performance you can expect if you get this out the box. But then I am also going to chrono it with the same battery I run the SSR90 on, so you can see what performance gains you'll get if you change the battery out as well. So for this, I'm actually going to use the magazine that came with the Novrich SSR90, because P90 magazines are absolutely garbage. Like literally, this is the only one I found that actually feeds well. So if you do get a P90, even if you get this one here, buy the Novrich magazines, because they are just hands down the best magazines to use for P90s. So I'm using 0.28 gram BBs in this, so we're just going to put the magazine in there just like so. And we've got my handy dandy little chrono testy jiggy thing here ready to go. So we're going to do single shot first of all and see what FPS we're running at. And this is completely unmodified out of the way, just straight out of the box. So we, at 0.28 gram BBs, are averaging about 265 FPS, which is roughly about 0.9 joules. So you are nicely under the limit there. It's a little bit lower than I would like it to be. I think that you've got a lot of headroom there in order to make it better. But it is a shame that it's a bit underpowered and doesn't have the quick change spring, because if it did have the quick change spring, you can just put any spring in there you like and bring the FPS a bit. Let's see what RPS we have with it. So that is 6.1 BBs a second. I guess that could be the kind of performance you would expect from it, especially running a like the battery that comes with it. So yeah, not the best. Let's see what improvement we get when we run the 11.1 volt LiPo that we use in the SSR90. Right, let's go single and see if the trigger response is better. Oh my god, that's infinitely better. Look, this is what it's like with the NIM battery. And then now with the 11.1 volt LiPo. Oh my god, it's night and day. Let's see what rounds per second we're getting with it now. Okay. That is infinitely better. I think it's easy to see here what battery wins. Oh my god. 10.2 BBs a second. So that is almost double the rate of fire with the 11.1 volt LiPo over that 8.4 volt NIM battery. Oh my days, that's amazing. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you made it this far and you're not subscribed, hit the big old subscribe button. I'll really appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next one.